Hello everybody. I wasn't able to show as much on this as I would like to, but I tried to show you as much as I could. I had to jump around quite a bit because if I hadn't have jumped around on this video would have been 45 minutes or an hour long, and it really wouldn't have shown much more than it does. So I put the shifter in the car, I put the transmission hump in the car. You'll see what I'm talking about. I made my linkages from the clutch pedal to the Z-bar to the clutch fork. Didn't buy anything. I used a truck, square body truck Z-bar, a couple different shift rods and stuff, and I just made it work. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you end up with any questions that I don't answer, which is possible, ask me. I'll show you in the future video, and I hope that you enjoy the video. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Anytime anybody could run out and buy one. That ain't gonna cost me anything. There's the clutch pressure plate flywheel. The drive shaft that was in this car, it's an inch short for a Mussy. 400s are longer than the Mussies, so you have to have a shorter drive shaft. I didn't have a drive shaft for a 67 4-speed car. But what I did have was an old 74 Vega drive shaft, and the rear one out of that van that got the bell housing out of. So I know you're not supposed to lengthen a drive shaft. I didn't have one, and I had to make one. The rear end of this car is very loud, so you can hear that in fourth gear pretty good. I've worked pretty long on this today to try to get this to where it's working and everything. And what I'm doing, I'll end up cutting more of the floor and transmission tunnel out because I wanted it to be the right hump or the right surround, whatever you want to call that, because I had the one for this car. You know, this piece for this car, and I wanted to try to use as much of it as I could. Cut around through here and cut what's left of this off, and I want to use this. I want to straighten it a little bit, and I want to use this on my car, and down here where it's rusty and stuff, I'm gonna patch back in. The shifter rods, the majority of those have been cut and welded and made shifter linkages out of flat bar, and came up with some and made all this work. It shifts good for what it is. You know, factory shifters weren't exactly known to be all that good. That's the reason, one of the reasons everybody swapped to Hurst. That's very rough, but you have to keep in mind, in that area of the car, it had a lot of rust. And when they put the automatic in this car, I'm pretty sure that they beat that down some. So this is just all a rough guess. Just as good as it can get. Again, I have carpet, so duct tape and some fiberglass is going to go a long way toward making that look better. I want to go around it and weld it a little better than this, but the transmission tunnel out of this car is back on that floor. I would like to have got that better than that, but you kind of got to use what you have. And I wasn't going to spend $50 on a patch from China. The other day I went and looked at a car in town, and I'm trying to mimic what his Z-bar looked like. So I lengthened a truck push rod because, you know, the trucks normally go in that hole. Normally that ain't that long. And I had to cut and short and narrow up that Z-bar by 1 inch to get it to where it went on the engine where it's supposed to, and bolt it up on the frame. And might use this shifter linkage to see if I can come up with a push rod for Z-bar. You know, I can't show you things under the dash because, you know, I've talked about that before. There's not room for me to do something and try to show you. But I got up in there, and I believe the way this is bent that it'll work up inside the dash. But I am going to have to grind that smaller. All this is doing is pushing. It's not really, it's only pushing the clutch down, so that's bigger than the factory rod was. You see where I lengthened that 1 inch? I made the push rod coming from the clutch pedal down to the Z-bar. You can see here where I took 2 rods and I made one to come off the pedal down to the Z-bar. I finished, I'm sure I showed you that, but I finished the floor, got the shifter in it, the clutch works. I've had it running, it releases about right here. It works great, it's easy to push. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Got any questions or anything, let me know in the comments. And I'll see us again next time. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Bye. A few things to show you. I'm hoping eventually that improves, but it's got new rubber, so you know, they're pretty stiff.